Hope you're having an awesome day. I'm Guns for Hire and welcome to Shop Talk here on You Always Win. A new Star Wars Battlefront 2 video has been launched today by EA Star Wars on their YouTube channel. Details concerning their upcoming game debuting on November 17th. It looks like they went all out on this one with more than double, sometimes triple the number of heroes, locations, and vehicles. We actually played the first one here on You Always Win, and Meatwagon and I both thoroughly enjoyed it. It is one of the best casual shooter games out there. And if you're a fan of Star Wars, listen, there's nothing better than playing in reminiscent sets, hearing the sounds and the music of Star Wars and seeing your favorite characters. I'm telling you right now, if you're a fan of Star Wars, you'd be nerding out playing this. It is probably the closest you're gonna get to being in the actual Star Wars universe. Despite what media outlets would have you believe early on when they were talking about PlayerUnknown's coming to Xbox, it's exclusive. All we see is Xbox exclusive PlayerUnknown's, and then the PlayStation gamers are like, what? What's going on? Why is it just exclusive? Oh my goodness, it's going to be exclusive on Xbox One. But not the case if people would just take the time to read exactly what they say on there. Now, I don't blame the people. I don't blame you as a viewer, because a lot of times, just like in politics, we're pulled one way or the other. And news outlets, let's just face it, they're looking for those headlines. They're looking for those things that'll trick you into thinking like, oh my goodness, whether it's great because you're an Xbox gamer, or oh, too bad, you're a PlayStation, you're gonna have to go on PC or get yourself an Xbox One. The actual statement from Microsoft was that it's going to be a console launch exclusive. Not a console exclusive, a console launch exclusive. That word, launch, is the difference between night and day there. If it was just a console exclusive, yes, only on the Xbox, not on the Switch, not on the PlayStation, but the fact that they say it's going to be a launch just means that it's going to debut into the console platform strictly on the Xbox. Timed exclusive, definitely. And if you're a PlayStation gamer, who cares if it's going on the Xbox early? We're talking about early release, people. This isn't the official release of the game. It's early access. There's a lot of bugs that got to be worked out. There's only one map. It's going to grow huge. And at the end of the day, in a year from now or a year and a half, whenever it goes on the PlayStation, you're not going to care because you're going to have a finely polished game to play. I mean, it wouldn't make sense for them to ignore a platform that is more than twice the size globally as Xbox. Why would you ignore that? That would be a fatal error. Kind of like, I don't know, say Respawn with Titanfall. Bad move, Respawn. How's Titanfall 2 going in sales? Yeah? Not so much. Last week, Fortnite, a build and defend game, what we actually live streamed twice here on You Always Win, unintentionally made it cross-platform for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Seemed it wasn't done on purpose though, because they quickly yanked the plug on that and people were like, whoa, what's going on? And of course everyone jumped on it, whoa, it's probably Sony, because Phil Spencer of Xbox was like, oh, I wish they had just left it on. So now there's all sorts of grumblings and finger pointing about how Sony's not allowing crossplay and they're holding it back, and why are they doing that? Xbox wants crossplay, why doesn't Sony? They're gonna do this, and now Nintendo's saying, I want crossplay too. Sony's the one who's bad. Sony's not letting us play with other people. Come on, people, wake up. They're not the Red Cross. They're not adopting children in Africa or saving the world. They're a business. They're there to make money. There's a reason why Sony doesn't want to allow cross-platform. Of course Microsoft wants cross-platform. They're losing the console battle as it stands right now, 2-to-1 ratio against Sony. Listen, if someone was going to be entering the current generation console market and they had to decide between the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, maybe even previously all they had was the Xbox and Xbox 360, so they're not really comfortable with the PlayStation 4. But based on the numbers of that 2-to-1 global sales number, chances are their friends are now playing on the PlayStation 4. So do they get the Xbox One or do they play with their friends? Number one thing that everyone keeps saying, oh, where do your friends play? Where do your friends play? Pushing the PlayStation 4 even more into the lead. However, open up cross-platform and that changes everything. That person that may have actually purchased the PlayStation 4 simply to play with their games no longer would have to do that. They could buy their Xbox One and still play with them if all games are cross-platform. Good for Xbox, horrible for Sony. And let's face it, if we look back in the days of the launch of the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3, when Xbox 360 in the early days was destroying the PlayStation 3, yes, they released early, but they were still crushing it. You think Microsoft would have just said, oh, let's do cross-platform so that they can buy their PlayStation and still play with their friends on Xbox? No, this is a business decision. So of course Microsoft looks amazing and shining and they're like, oh, we love it. Of course we support it. Yeah, cross-platform, let's go. And Sony's like, come on, man. If you were in the same spot that we were, there's no way Microsoft would allow it. I guarantee you they wouldn't do that. So if anything, this is some shady marketing by Xbox and people just aren't getting it. Cross-platform isn't good for business for Sony. It doesn't make sense. They don't need to. They're dominating the market right now. Why open it up and allow people and give them incentive to buy the other console? It doesn't make sense. That being said, I actually support cross-platform. I don't like console exclusives. I don't like the fanboyism. I don't like the fact that if someone's on an Xbox, I can't play with them. I think the games would be so much better. Now, PC with consoles on certain games would work. Not so much in shooter games because PC has way too much control and would destroy people on consoles, but not for all games. But between Xbox and PlayStation 4, console to console, there's no reason for it other than profitability of the company. So yes, I personally would like to see cross-platform in a perfect, oh, we all love each other, holding hands, singing Kumbaya type world, but we don't live in that world. We live in a world where there's businesses and they compete against each other. And of course, things that you hear from other companies isn't meant to be like, oh, we really love the community too. We want you guys to be happy. What they want is this. And if they're not getting it, they're gonna do everything they can to get it.
Don't seek shelter, make it.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of Shop Talk. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe to You Always Win if you haven't done so already. If you've got other news or issues or something related to the video game world, by all means, hit me up on Twitter. That link is in the description below, and maybe I'll cover it on a future episode of Shop Talk. I want to know, though, from you guys, in terms of PlayerUnknown's, do you actually like this game? Are you excited for it? Did you actually think that it was only going to be on Xbox? Just honestly, did you, based on the media? Because the media can be very persuasive by omitting certain words. The other thing I want to know about is, are you going to be playing Star Wars Battlefront 2? I'm kind of excited for it. I like the first one. We're going to be playing it here, at least streaming it here on You Always Win. So both Meatwagon and I are kind of geared up for that. Also, cross-platform. How do you feel about that? Do you think it's realistic? Do you think Sony should open it? But do you understand why they don't? That's more important. Do you understand? And do you think if the roles were reversed, if Microsoft was 2-to-1 ratio and they were outselling the PlayStation 4 2-to-1, do you think they would be super rah-rah, sis boom bah on the cross-platform play? I personally don't, but I'd love to know your thoughts. Cheers.